welcome back. ProSpartanGamer here with episode 61 of my SP Spartan series. Transfer window is now open, players have left, players have come in, and championship money is going to be paid out. So I thought we'd join you live to show you what we've got. We have 1.2 million for winning the Sky Bet Championship. Dear me, I thought it was going to be a lot more than that. That's dog shit. It really is. What about annual sponsorship? 6.7 million. It's not great, is it? We're not going to be in a position like we thought. Here's players leaving then. Diakite, Zuzak, Papadopoulos have all left. Because of, they've left in swap deals. Danny Rose, Bellasini, Egan and Yedlin have gone through their loan being terminated. New arrivals in. Well, Badu. We knew he was coming in. There he is, 78 defensive midfield. Decent stats. Real good signing. Real happy with him. Very much am. Who else has come in? Brahimi, he looks really good as well. He's going to give us some options all over the park. Bazor, a new centre-back who's got, well, look at that. He's got real good stats for an 18-year-old. Only going to get better. Can also play in midfield, so I'm really happy with him. And the other Traore, Lucinda Traore, one for the future, no doubt. And that's it at the moment. We've only got 25, so we need to do some business. We need to bring in a goalie. We need to get rid of a few as well. We're going to go in for that Emver again, don't forget. So we'll be looking at him straight away now while you're live with us. Not got anywhere near as much money as we was hoping to get, I must admit. So that's going to change things a little bit. It really is. Negotiations, we want him bad. We were prepared to trade in Giacomo for him. Might have a look. I don't know whether we would get more money for Widmar. They're not interested in Widmar anyway. It's just disappointing. Looks like the money's gone up for him. We had a deal in place for him and Giacomo, don't forget. We haven't got this sort of money. We'll start the ball rolling at that and see what happens. That'll clear us out of funds, that's the trouble. There's a goalie we want to go for as well, that we've been really looking for. We were expecting to have big money to go for this goalie, but now we haven't. Where is he? How much is Yedlin out of interest? Not a lot of money for Yedlin. You might see if they're taking their lander. About the old dogs helping Dinas. Yeah, they're happy to take helping Dinas off us. See what comes back there then. Yedlin. Didn't know whether we would go for Yedlin, but we've got no money. This is our trouble. We haven't got anywhere near the money we thought we were going to have. Interested in him as well via Farah. So he's a regen, I think, and he's quite decent. Looks like we've got the African Cup coming up with Ghana, so we are going to have some competitive action with Ghana, which is what we wanted. We've been asking for that, so we've got to pick a squad for the African Cup of Nations. That is very good, very pleased. Deals confirmed then. We're going to look to try and bring these numbers down. We really need to sell some people. Looks like Yedlin might come in for Selping Dinas then. That could be a decent swap there. Looks like they want a lot of money. But this guy, that one's going to be ended for sure. We ain't going to get Williams in a swap deal for Sloop. That one's gone pear-shaped. It's a pittance of money we've ended up with. Really, to be fair, absolute dross amount of money for getting promoted and winning the league. It's really disappointing. So Yedlin is coming into the club and Selping Dinas has gone the other way. and 13,000. We're going to have to do some trades because we've got no money otherwise, and we're happy with that deal. Yedlin joins the club on a permanent deal. He impressed enough, I think, to get that deal through the door. Widmar might be leaving, so that will leave us with one right back. We would like someone who can play left back just in case we decide to change formation any time. That's going to be the next thing. Hoping to bring in. So Yedlin has joined the squad. There's Yedlin coming in on a permanent deal. We've done enough to get one after his loan deal. Right, club ranking update. We're up to 201. Not a massive jump. Still a lot of teams in the Sky Bet Championship above us, which is a surprise since we are now in the Premier League. How close are we to bringing these two in? Taking a real chance, adjusting it and adjusting it. But we want to make sure we get the deal over the line. We will get the deal for the goalie over the line. The goalie is in, and the money is next to nothing to bring a new goalie in. That means Liechtenstein can definitely be sold. We don't want to lose Mvuba though. We are worried we might. So we've gone through relentlessly through this transfer window, looking at all options. Going to give you an update now. You knew people we were going for and everything else. We've done some decent business, I think. I'm quite happy with the business we've done. It's now a case of seeing where they all fit in and everything else in the team, and seeing whether they're good boys or bad boys and everything else. So there's going to be some friendly matches played pre-season before we get on with the Barclays Premier League. First game, as you can see there, against Hull. We've not actually improved our star rating. We're still only a 3.5 star, rated 201 in the world now as a team. So still down there, lower than perhaps we would have thought we would have been. Let's just show you the squad list then, and I'll put them in some sort of positional order for you. We want it the other way round, it'd always be better. So only got the two keepers now. This is our new #1 goalie, Areola. He's 23 years old. He's got a lot more height than the Jock, and as you can see, only 23, still developing. He's on a decent salary. He's got some very good stats there, handling high balls, one-on-ones, 86, and outfield skills. So he's obviously comfortable on the ball. Consistency is good as well. And the goalkeeping stats there are fantastic, and a form of 7. So I'm really delighted to have him on board. I think he could be a real big signing for the future of the Spartans. And funnily enough, Liechtenstein still developing and is only 1 point now behind Najok. So we decided to let Najok go as he went for more money, and we've kept Liechtenstein in. We now have Minna, who is up. Well, we had Minna all last season, but he's now rated 81, so he's going up really nicely. Still only 22 years old. A member we bought in from Anderlecht, if you remember, he's going to be one to watch, I think. He can also slot in at right back maybe if needed. Stephanie obviously has played 2 seasons at the Spartans now. He has actually played so far 86 games for the club, as we're keeping career records. Brooksy, or Barafon if you haven't changed the name, what a great season he had last year. This one is really one that has lit the blue touch paper. Basel from Ajax. We signed him, he was 18, he's now 19. He's only 74 rating, but some really decent stats look in amongst it. And the beauty is with this guy, Basel, which you might not see from his rating there, is 74. He actually goes up to 77 in centre mid and 76 in defensive mid. So he is a very, very good signing. Delighted to get him on board. Really is going to be competition for places in the middle, along with Badu, Yatambar and Penna. That is the main reason we haven't brought Egan back to the team, because of Bazor's ability to play centre mid. And We wanted a left-sided defender that can also, you know, can cover for Brooks if needed. And we managed to get a regenerated Sylvain Distin. Now, I think that's a great bit of business to get a regenerated Sylvain, because great defender, still not that bad now for my beloved Everton. If you look into his stats, he's got some very decent stats for a 16-year-old regenerated. And, you know, look at those 4 yellows in a row there. I think Sylvain Distin, a form of 8 as well. So, you know, I don't think he's quite ready yet to challenge Brooksy, but he be better than Giacomo, who has obviously now left the club, in there. We managed to do a permanent deal and bring Yedlin back, which I'm delighted to do. He can play in a number of places and has obviously given us options down that right wing. You saw the big deal of the summer, really. The main deal of the summer for us, bringing in the Ghanaian captain Badu and Zuzak going to Udinese. Big salary for Badu, 2.8 mil. That's a lot of toot sweet. Obviously, still got Pena, everybody's favourite Mexican maestro. 2 donkeys and a goat he's supporting back home. Spartans, Yaya Toure Yatanbara. He now will be here for his 3rd season. He has played 81 times already for the Spartan shirt, 7 goals and 7 assists. Youngster Hector Villalba, hit and missed a little bit last season, but he did manage a few goals. Good free contract, this one. Really pleased with this guy. Brahimi, I think he's going to give us good options on either wing. Tricky little player as well, so delighted to have got him in on a free. Nylander is gone on loan, as you can see there. He's gone off on loan for a season, so don't know what he's going to come back like, whether his stats are going to improve much and he's going to turn out to be a player or not. We're not sure. He didn't play much last year. He's only played 24 times for Spartans in 2 seasons, so a loan deal was probably the sensible option for him. Yarmolenko, big signing from last summer, really. Big player for us. Obviously still at the club. Leo Batistio also. Ragnar Lovebruk, the Viking, still here. He's played a few games now. 75 games now for the Spartans over his 2 seasons. 1 on loan, 1 on permanent. And obviously still a big member of this club. Majika, the Magic Man, the leading goal scorer for the Spartans. He has now bagged 48 goals in 87 games for the Spartans, and he is undoubtedly probably going to be the first person to get to 100 appearances and 50 goals for this Spartan on 2015. Don't need to say much more about him. He is just an amazing talent. Majika got it all, really. Got it all in abundance. Great player, still developing. We love him to bits. Brian Pereira, Narb, what a good first season he had, banging in 26 goals. So he's still here. This is a new guy. We're not sure what he's going to be like. We wanted options on the left. You know, we wanted a left footer on the left. Obviously, we needed to replace Zuzak. It didn't work out for Zuzak. So we've gone and got this guy. Tanan, I don't know if he's going to be any better than the other Mexican we had last year, Bellasini. His stats look decent. You know, decent amount of stats. Great kicking power of 88, so he should pack a punch. Left-footed. Got everything about him, really. Form's not great, but he can play pretty much anywhere across the top half of the pitch, so we're happy to have him in. We've got no loan signings at all this year for Season 3, so that's the great thing. All of these players are Spartans signed on the dotted line. Sherman Cardenas, club captain, what more do you need to say about him? He's obviously at peak level now, but he has played 79 times for the Spartans, banging in 27 goals over the 2 seasons. So he's had a great time of it. We will post all these career stats up as well at some point in a video for you to look at in a bit more detail. Monoma still at the club. Obviously he's now 20, bagged in a few goals last year, so he's one for the future. This is a big signing. This is one that come out of left field, really. We decided we wanted a big boy up front who could head the football, so we went out looking, put in some parameters on the advanced search engine, you know, heading, stats, strength in air, jump and everything else, and it came back with Mitrovic from Anderlecht. So we've robbed Anderlecht of two of their young stars, really, in Ember and Mitrovic. And I think this guy could be a real threat if we want to change our tactics and perhaps get the ball wide and cross it in, or even go front to top a bit quicker. He's only 22 years old, so he's still got a lot of learning to do and a lot of developing. He's already 79. Delighted with this deal. I think it was Sloop that went the other way in this deal. We managed to get rid of Sloop to get Mitrovic in. Let's look at his stats in a little bit more detail. So 82 on headering, 83 strength in air. He's not the quickest, but he's going to be a bit of a Brutus at holding the ball up. If you look at these stats now, kicking power 87, he can kick a football. Body strength or body balance 86, 83 in the air for jumping, finishing 81, header stats 81, attacking prowess 84. I think he's going to be a very, very good player for us. He's got a little bit of work to do on teamwork at 54, but I like the look of Mitrovic. He's going to give us options, and obviously everybody's favourite. A young gun last year, I know he's 24 now, but he was signed on deadline day, if you remember, in the summer. Jerry Mbagu, what a season he had last season. 29 starts, 26 goals and 14 assists. Really did stamp his authority on this team and played an awful lot of football, more than we thought he was going to. And there's his stats. You can see he's got a mixture of yellows, 87 speed and agility. His finishing stats aren't amazing at 75. But he banged in some big berries. Not the greatest strength, body balance only 65, but really, really good player. And he's going to play plenty of games in the Premiership for us, I'm sure. Dicko's still at the club. Don't know whether he will become the end of this transfer window. He only got the one goal in about 12 games for us last time. He's still developing. I'm not adverse to keeping him. He's okay. He came on and made a few things tick, but at the moment he's still at the club and we don't know how long for. And the other big signing, real one for the future, because he's only 62, another big boy. If we want to go back to front quickly with Mitrovic and Traore and really mix it up, we've got an absolute giant here in Lassina Traore, 203 height, target man. He's only 62 rating. If you look at his stats, you know, he's got a couple there on the turn which aren't too bad. And, you know, he's got a bit of speed about him and a bit of body balance. Hopefully he will develop here at the Spartans. I mean, he's got 3 or 4 years to develop, you know, and he'll still only be 21. We love his face as well on the game with his haircut. So we've got plenty of options. Look at all those red options. You know, we like to be an attacking side and we've got plenty. Only 26 players in this squad, so it's quite a small squad. Not sure. We've got 931,000 left. I don't think we're planning on doing any more deals now before the window. We'll have a look. It depends if anyone comes in. There's about 2 weeks left in the window now, I think. Now you see our first games against Hull. Then we have West Ham, and then it will be the last day of the window. And then we've got Brighton in the FA Cup. So as always, a few live comms to start with. There'll be a few pre-season friendlies looking at the new players as well before we get cracking on the actual business of the Premiership. You know, we'll do save team data like we've done before. And I'm not sure what's happened about the national squad. Now I'm just going to throw this in there. Obviously we were enjoying our time with Ghana on that spin-off series. We were unlucky to lose out in the African Cup of Nations. If you haven't watched that, then go back and have a look at that. And we had options. Ghana was obviously there to renew. We had a couple dogs, poor options, but we also had 3 very interesting options as well. England, Uruguay and Germany. And we were pondering over which one to do. We obviously had an affiliation with Ghana and were tempted to stay at Ghana. I pressed on to the next day and didn't actually select any of them. So I'm not sure if that means I am no longer coach of Ghana and I'm not a national team manager at all this year, or what's happened. So we'll have to keep an eye out on that. Hopefully it's not and I am still at Ghana, but it didn't sort of give me another chance to make that decision. So I'm not sure what's going to happen, but you know, our main priority is obviously the Spartan series and establishing ourselves as a Premiership team this year. I mean, it'd be great if we could finish in the top 10 and have a bit of a cup run. That would probably be, you know, I'd be happy with that. It's going to be a mixture of 2 game highlight episodes a game, but when we come up against the big boys like Chelsea, Man United, Arsenal, Man City, we probably will put on a live com on those occasions. That's what we've done in the past with our Spartans. When it's been a big game, we have put it on live. So that'll be the mixture that you're going to get. But I've updated you with the squad and the transfers now. And, you know, look out for the pre-season friendlies. We'll try and pick some exotic ones, probably 2 or 3 at least, exotic friendlies with the save team data. Cheers, dudes. Pro Spartan out.